Hi team, this is George. This is a video on our personality research project all by itself. This is an all-up review of the project. I've had some great questions about the project so far, so I appreciate the deep thought that you're putting into this. Our signature assignment is, our signature assignment has an overview of our research paper here. And one of the great questions was, why do we have five parts to it? Well, we have one, let me do it so you can actually see it, sorry. One, and then two, three, four, five. So that's kind of how we're thinking about the way we put it together in parts. And we're going to work on each of these parts within class because peer review is important. Because what happens in peer review is we're receiving feedback, but we're also giving feedback. And when we give feedback, it also reinforces what we're learning, and it actually creates better writing habits for us because we're able to look at someone else's writing, gain from the good stuff, and see where it may need a little support as well. So this is a great process for learning how to write. Now, our personality and education, personality and marriage. So everybody chose their emphasis already. Organizational, project development, personality, and marriage. Any of the three are correct. Now, what I did was create a quick paper. First off, first part, just put your title page in there. Second part, we're going to come down to our abstract. Notice within here, there's just little notes that I put. Feel free to use this, feel free to not use it. Either way is okay, because as master students or graduate level students, you are working towards becoming emerging experts in the field. So feel free to use it, feel free to not use it, because as a graduate student, you are becoming further and further involved in the expertise of our field. So feel free to add your own flair too. This is for people who like a little bit of structure. This is personally how I do my own papers. And let me give you a little insight on that. So when I get an assignment, this is how I made it, how George made it through grad school. I was raising 5 kids at the time, so it was very helpful. I would just take, personality in the workplace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would turn all of those into headers. Header, 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 header. If I did this one, header, 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 or heading, I should say. But those were all headings. That would give me a basic skeleton to look at and make choices and focus my attention, because I needed to have attention on that specific piece. So that's how I would set up any time in any class. That's the way I did set up my papers every time, and it worked pretty good. Whoops. Our literature review. Now, one thing, let me jump back here. Title of the paper. Some people put introduction there. That does not meet APA standards. It's just title of your paper, centered, non-bolded. That's how every APA paper starts. So do not put introduction, do not put introduction here, and that's just making it worse. So that's just the title of your paper, non-bolded. And then we talk about here the initial paragraph. So just more kind of quick thoughts about it. Then our literature review. This is not going to be an extensive literature review. Think of a couple paragraphs to 2 pages maximum for this piece here, because we're going to get into our literature down below as well. Now we start with our level 1 headings. Personality traits tells you what you can do, and then we define each of those traits, and then we define personality assessments that will work for, or I'm sorry, scratch that. I'm going to remove that. We're going to do the personality assessments here after our sketches is where they belong. And then value the different personalities, bring to the team. If you're doing marriage, bring to the marriage. Things like that. Potential issues. What are those anticipated issues, the advice, how to motivate, communicate, and depending on which scenario you took, depends on how each one of these are going to come to fruition. So you can see, and then our conclusion. So you can see how this can quickly make up 10 to 12 pages if you just follow this outline here, because we have so many possible places for entry with multiple paragraphs, multiple things like that. And like personality trait 3, this is where we discuss the research you conducted on the personality trait and how it fits into your scenario. So guess what? We started here with an overview in our literature review, and now we're down here, and look what happens. We get specific for a personality trait there. So very important that we just make a logical flow, whether you use this template or something of your own creation. Just make that a very logical and pointed flow. So I hope this helps. If anyone has any questions, please just let me know. We're going to be working on this week, and coming in week 3, we're going to be looking at, whoops, where am I at? Sorry. In week 3, we're going to be creating and doing some more peer review here, and that's in our annotated bibliography. So this is where we're going to create the annotated bibliography, post it, and give each other feedback. And that annotated bibliography is going to fit everywhere that we're looking for the literature that we reviewed there in our lit review. Now remember, it's not just going to be a copy and paste of the annotated bibliography, but it's going to be a narrative form that has in-text citations. So I hope this helps. Have a fantastic week. Please feel free to call, email, text whenever you need any help. Have a great day.